Hey guys, welcome. I'm back. And yes, I've changed outfits. Just like an award show around here. You know, you gotta keep things interesting, and we're allowed to still be excited. We're allowed to still create with that vibration. You know, it's not like just like, oh, the world's shut down. There's no fun to be had. You know, we're allowed to celebrate. We're allowed to have fun. We're allowed to create our own unique path. And we don't just have to put on our sweatpants and put on our hoodies and sit away in the dark. That's creating more lower vibes. Now, it doesn't mean we can't do that if we need rest, if we're going into hibernation and we're going to go into regeneration and chill out in the void. But we can also create with magic and wonder and excitement. The choice is up to us. So get creative out there, guys. Now, I've been called to have a little message for the feminine and the masculine after what transpired within our 4-4 activation. And for anyone who hasn't checked it out yet, I will link it down below. I cannot believe how many messages we got about prosperity and, wholeness achieved, union. And union is about everything coming together, the whole picture, and creating with it. There's so much more than just like, we think, oh, it just means we're being with our counterpart and we're going to ride off into the sunset. That's the movies. And we need to stop comparing our lives to the movies. Yes, you know what? Movies are great in order for us to relate to, but our life is a path that's unfolding. And a lot of the times it's what is unseen. And a lot of the times it's what, things we just don't have access to, because the divine is creating this grand orchestra with us. We're co-creators. And that's where we really have to learn how to trust and have faith. Have faith in the divine. And, if you're just searching for union, and focusing all of your energy on just the 3D union, then you're missing so much of what the journey is about. Now, it doesn't mean it's not tough. It doesn't mean it's not difficult. It doesn't mean we all don't have desires and, we're feeling certain things, because, of course, we want to be with our counterpart, most of us. But we're here to learn. We're here to grow. We're here to see what needs to be reflected. And part of the path is surrendering. It's surrendering to, all these other things that are just equally as important as our counterpart. The earth is equally as important. Our soul tribe members are equally as important. Our relationship with ourself is equally as important. And with the child, and just being the child and creating, as a child, you're not just thinking about being with the counterpart. As a child, you're thinking about playing and being in creation, getting lost in the wonder. Hanging out with, the earth, staring at La Luna, the moon, and being like, whoa, that's the moon. Can't believe the moon's there. Hanging out with the sun and being like, oh, I remember making lemonade and having lemonade stands and riding my bike and playing with bugs and insects and frolicking in the forest. That type of energy that just creates wonder, that's cultivates joy and happiness. All right. This is what is happening. I'm going to go here last. All right. So we're working away at the creation of New Earth. And this is through us, and this is within our homes. And we're doing it in balance. We have the sun and the moon. Confirmation right there. We're fertilizing life with our spheres of knowledge, and we're breaking through the cocoon stage in meditation. And this is happening away from the stimulus with Mother Earth. Our spheres of knowledge are connected to our ancients and ancient wisdom, the unseen, as well as what we're seeing through our activations. Right now, we are in a time of wondering if what we're doing is going to work out. You know, we've put in all this work and we're trying to see is there, where's the results? Are the results being accumulated? But they are. We need to trust in our abundance, our connections, and the great harmonic, the great symphony, and the energy of water, the energy of the feminine, and birthing creation, birthing abundance. This is the energy of the fertility. And it's the water energies and the harmony, the great harmonies being created. And we're doing that from, while we're being reflected back to us, the disharmonies. Right now, we're balancing with the energy of Libra, as the full moon is going to be in Libra. And this is connected to our partnerships, black, the white, and the ideals. It's connecting us to the energy of Saturn and our truths. And our truths through our heartache. And our heartache is connecting us to the energy of Cancer, I feel. And this is where we're getting back in touch with the energy of how do we nurture thyself. So here we have our feelings. And next we're going to Mercury and the mind. So we're going to connect our feelings with our mind, so we're balanced. And here with Saturn, we're going to use our age, and we're going to use our experience in order to help us make sense of this and expand. So with the void off course moon, we're going to trust and have faith in the divine, in the unseen, in what we cannot see. And thanks to the energy of Pisces, we're going to believe. We're going to believe in creation. We're going to believe in the seen and the unseen, the dark and the light and the flow. The Fibonacci sequence and spiral, the actual expansion. We have to believe in the expansion. Connecting us to Scorpio, I transform, and there we are. We've connected to the energy of our ancients. We're transforming. We are rebirthing. And we're going from the south node to the north node, our life's purpose, thanks to La Luna and the ecliptic path that the moon takes, the north and south nodes. This is connecting us to the energy of Chiron. And Chiron is helping us to heal. And we are healing right now our partnerships with the 7th house, 7, and it's connecting us to the 11th house and our friendships. And our friendships are connected to the divine, and they're balanced. And the whole key is balancing. This right now connects us to the current energy that we are in. We're ascending, and we are ascending with help from Venus. Another great feminine energy that's helping us to birth and create with love. And that has connected us to repetition. And this is where the message is, the message of insight. In the heavens, in the earth, in societies, in relationships and behaviors, repeating occurrences are everywhere. There are places where hot, dry months roll into a buildup that breaks into the monsoon season on a repeating cycle of dry, heat, and flood. The monsoons will come again, bringing rain for crops, but maybe also upheaval and disease. For the peoples who live in the monsoon climates, this is the way life is. For an outsider, the cycle might seem extreme, but the residents are accustomed to the heat, the humidity, and the wet. The relative ease, comfort, and stability of more moderate weather cycles may be unknown or unfathomable to them. Cycles exist in our lives in so many ways. Once we fall into their circling reliability, it can be hard to imagine life any other way. Adverse cycles do not need to be endlessly tolerated. Break the cycle and shift into something more comfortable. So we're breaking the cycle. We're breaking the cycle and ending our karmic loops, but we're also recognizing the cycles around us. The cycles around us that need to change, and the cycles around us that are actually helping to perform functions that we need. And this is the time we're in. And we know that we actually got the egg of life. So we fertilized life here. We actually fertilized life. And in doing so, this is changing. And that's what we're here today to ask. We're here today to find out for the masculine and feminine what is changing with our repetition. Venus right now is connected to the energy of the maiden, the youthful energy of the child. But the feminine, and remember, there's masculine and feminine in all of us. And this maiden right now is connecting to the energy of the Seven of Swords and seeing through trickery, seeing through herself trickery, and also seeing through the trickery that's going on within her space, her environment, people, places, things. But the Sword of Clarity is the medallion around his neck. And so that's what's important to him, is seeing the light through the deception. Now we know we have connected the body and the mind thanks to Cancer, I feel, and Mercury, the mind. Now we've made the connection. We've now become whole. We know that we've had a death and a rebirth in order to get to self. And in getting to self, we're creating our abundance. And in the creation of our abundance, we've achieved union. And this is where you're going to really be able to see the people that are vibing higher than others. The people that are still cultivating a relationship with the divine and trying to figure things out on the path are still going to be union, union, union. That means my counterpart is coming back. Those of you that are vibing higher right now are understanding it's union of self, it's union of the opposite energies, it's union with the divine, it's all of these energies coming together in order to create the whole. You have self, and union is what's happening within. And of course, yes, many of us are desiring union to happen without, but we understand it's happening in divine timing, and we are not just hyper focusing there. We're focusing on mission work. We're focusing on being in service in which way that is to you, and being light, being love, and allowing that to flow and sharing that with all the other relationships that are just as equally as important. We understand that we may not have everything we want within the 3D, but we're being given what we need. And in the 5D, yes, we are connected to our counterpart, and we're working to ground what we need to ground, as this is about everybody and raising the vibration for all and shape-shifting the whole entire world and creating for the next 7 generations plus. All right, guys. Let's get this clean up and get some messages. Okay. Everything for the masculine reading is all set up and ready to go, and we know this is the next step. What does repetition mean for the masculine? What's happening? We know we're transforming. So let's see. How's the masculine energy transforming? To heal with repetition from repetition. And we know repetition teaches us things. We learn, as we repeat, but we also don't want to be constantly repeating and hurting thyself, and then we're stuck in a karmic loop. We want to be spiraling out. This is about the spiral up, the raise in vibration. the healing, the expansion, the Fibonacci sequence and spiral, the shell energy. And the feminine got the King of Cups, and that is expanding from with the shell energy. That's why that there's a crab or a lobster, a crustacean, because crustaceans come out of their shell. All right. The masculine is working on immigration and innocence. Innocence. Start again with a clean slate. Sometimes we need a completely fresh approach to life. By being inwardly still and pure, we open and become present to a new beginning. When we start a new job, take on major responsibilities in our family or community, or undergo a significant health change, we return to a state of innocence. And these are all the things that are being reflected to us from without to within right now in the times that we are in. That's going to be activating this. Like the baby, we need to lean on the strength of others. We may feel vulnerable, lost, or afraid when asking for help. But a new beginning is the proper time to seek guidance from a mentor and let others lead the way. Approach the situation like the baby. Open, curious, and excited. We allow ourselves to be parented by those who can show us the ropes. They can support and watch over us as we find our footing. And this is true, like, what I started off saying. I'm wearing another outfit. Yes, I was trying to be in the energy of play and dress up and creation and fun and just not conform to what's happening around me, but allow myself to create the energy in which I want to be in. As well as too, I discussed this many times with the people around my son. My son needs to be taught, not an authority figure that he needs to be disciplined by and afraid of. He needs a teacher, a Mr. Miyagi, somebody to just show him the ropes. And that's what we're learning. We're learning that we need to heal with the children. And what does that mean? Are we authority figures or are we teachers? And yes, you know what? Quite often we're learning through the energy of the extremes and the opposites. We're both. We're a variety of things. But this is where we learn how to shift. And what is it that you're actually creating? Because that's important. Spiritually, once we are highly conscious of the true nature of existence, a kind of mature innocence returns. The world feels invisible and whole, as it was before we were born. We flow harmoniously with the universal rhythms and experience life energy as loving goodness and oneness. All things in the world look very different, and we see things for the very first time. And this is coming back to self. That's what this is all about. And having union. Immigration. Walk in the other person's shoes. Peace lies in accepting other human beings as they are. But how can we ever understand the other? Our enemies, political opponents, or foreign cultures. The key lies in immigration. When we cross over the cultural divide or play on the other team, remarkable new insights are revealed. Our most intense feelings of disagreement about what is right and wrong stem from beliefs based on religion, politics, wealth, sexuality, or nationality. It's easy to whitewash anyone who thinks differently than we do, but sweeping generalizations are dangerous and limiting. Each unique person can be seen as a country, with individual customs and ways. Now, this is very true. This is so we don't judge. This is so, we're going to allow this shape-shifting for the collective. This is really, really important. Because it's like, we can't look at people and judge by the color of their skin, by what they look like, by what it is. That's seen through the illusion. We're looking at their energy. We're looking at who they are within, and it has nothing to do with the color of their skin, where they're from, like their race, their religion, their sex. This has to do with their energy. And we are getting to know people on an energetic level. And that's how we're creating the harmonies between us. And not like looking at a person, you know, oh, well, this person's white, so they deserve this. Or this person's dark, so they deserve that. No, 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 we're not doing that. This isn't about that. This is about energy. And this is the biggest illusion we need to see through as a society. Now, we lack understanding unless we've tried in some way to experience the struggles of other cultures. So if we never expose ourselves to these other cultures, our ability to care about others is stunted. So we're being exposed. Compassion lies in awareness that all people belong to the same human family that we do. And this is what we talk about here all the time. We are all children of the sun. Before you judge, learn what your enemies are really saying. And that's reading their energy. Then transmute, cross over, and see yourself from the enemy's viewpoint. What you learn may surprise you. Never judge a man until you've walked 2 moons in his moccasins. And that's some Native American wisdom. And I'm going to remember that. Never judge a man unless you've walked 2 moons. 2 moons in his moccasins. Goodness, guys, my dogs are having so much fun in the background. I'm sorry if that's triggering anyone or if that's distracting anyone. I apologize. I know it's distracting me. Okay, now, the answer is simple. So, the answer is simple. We've got this extremely valuable information. Now, it's right here. You know what, guys? We're going to reset the energy around here, and we're going to get a reshuffle. The answer is simple. Okay, is it ever? Detox. And this is the time. And look, like, this is in a glass, so we're laying off whatever substances we're detoxing from. And this can be people, places, and things. And we are putting in life foods within our bodies, electrolytes. We're detoxing from anything that we need to purify from. And we are accepting love. And look at that. So this is emptying ourselves from what we need to detoxify from, right? In order to accept the love. In order to receive it. What a beautiful message. Thank you. And I love, we got 49 and 39. They are connected. The numbers are showing us. Now let's see what's happening here, Divine Masculine. You need to accept love. You need to connect. And detox from what's not meant for you. And you know, I really feel like for a lot of masculines, this is listening to people that maybe you shouldn't be listening to. Maybe people that are judging your situation or judging things for what they think that they see and not allowing yourself to create with what you do see. Okay? Now, this is connected right here to investment and growth and Saturn and the balancing of the karmic scales. Our new ecosystems, where we're going, what the feminine is birthing. And there is the actual growth. So allowing growth. We know this is changing the environment. The environment has become industrialized. You see dirt and, you know, pollution and muck everywhere. We're not going there. We're going to allow this. We're going to allow Mother Earth to flourish. We're going to go from this place of destruction and we're going to create life on our spiritual quest. And look at what that's doing. There's the lovers and love. We're accepting love here. We're detoxing from what we need to detox from, and we are filling ourselves up with life. And there's the coming together of the opposites. And look at that. You know what? The feminine, I was going to mention it, but I didn't. She had the Queen of Pentacles sitting right here. And now here is the King of Pentacles right here. And this is expanding with the Sun from the Devil energies. This is actually grounding love from ending separateness, what we came here to do. And this is really what we're doing. We're doing this. We're going from this space to this space, but how are we doing it? We're doing it with the energy of the magician. And we're not abusing our power anymore. This is creating with the integrity of the light. We're not manipulating. We're not abusing. We're not judging people on their race, the color of their skin, where they're from, what sex they are. We're connecting to energy, to harmony, to create the symphony. We're not in worry, okay? We're not worrying about our lack of. Now let's just see what energy is happening. What energy is helping with this shift? Neptune. And this makes complete sense because Neptune is going to help us see through our illusions. Neptune. Neptune is associated with the Roman god Neptune, who was the ruler of the fresh and salt waters of the earth. Neptune is a complex planet governing diverse human drives such as imagination, compassion, psychic experiences, bundled with those ideas and issues of sacrifice and obligation. Balancing between giving and resentment can feature large with this card. So this is how do we give and receive and be in the flow, and how do we give without resentment? And masculine, you're working on this right now, and it's connected to another energy. I know, I can feel it. What is it? And guys, I really get it. I understand, like, you know, I'm very split between my feminine and masculine energy in order to do what I do and be here with what I do. And I understand it's hard. It's hard not to resent after we've given. But this isn't about that. This is about understanding, you know, we're connected to everybody and doing what's right. And you know what? We have to nurture and heal. We have to nurture and heal from being hurt from the ego games. And not allowing our loved ones to pay the price for that. And not allowing ourselves to have to pay the price for that. We are all interconnected no matter what. And you know, the feminine's getting a lesson in surrendering, and the masculine needs to surrender as well. Surrender to just, it is what it is here. You know, suffering and pain is a part of the path. But so is joy and happiness. All right. Scorpio and Pluto, and we know these two cards are connected. So this is connected to the extremes and healing from the extremes, but feeling the extremes and the energy of the opposites, closing in the gap between the extremes to create the balance, as well as death, birth, and rebirth. There's a transformation that's happening right here within this card. What is it? And there it is. We're seeing through our illusions, and we are having our realizations. There's the Seven of Cups and the Ace of Swords. There's the Scorpion right here from the Five of Cups. We know we're ending our sorrows, and we are evolving. And it's all happening on the path of the moon. Guys, I'm really trying to create a symphony around here. But, you know, it's hard. Like, guys, I want you guys to understand. I get it. It's hard. It's not easy. And this is where I'm really thankful that we can connect to one another and help each other out where we can help each other out. It's a struggle. I know. But we need to hang tight with our positive charges of the light. And I need to remember that myself. You know, I'm not perfect sitting here either. You know, what is the saying? Those that cannot do, teach. Well, I'm trying to do as well, okay? And it is a struggle. This is not easy. But you know what? When I'm having my hardest days, I think about you all. And when I'm having my hardest days, I also think about my loved ones. You know what? They matter. And them having a good life matters. Now, this is happening on the path of the moon. We know that. There's the inner child and our introspection. And what we need to see is being revealed. Can't close out the reading like that, guys. One last message. The answer is simple, and we'll say goodbye. It's not an emergency. And you know what? This card ended up here first. But I was like, no, no, no. We need a restart. It's not an emergency. The answer is simple. It's not an emergency. Although it's clear that things are in the midst of change, your ego is creating unnecessary drama, causing you to feel threatened and afraid. Regain clarity by stepping away from the situation, claiming your emotions, and reconnecting to your spirit. Start by placing a hand over your solar plexus, which basically means the place just below your ribs at the center of your body, and take in a deep breath. All right. Acknowledge that you feel afraid, but know that the fear isn't the same as actually being in danger. There's no real emergency right now, only a need to respond to the changes at hand gracefully. The important thing is not to rush forward or head first into anything. Take no action until you feel calm and peaceful, knowing that you're fully protected by your spirit in every way. Even though it feels as though you must act now, this isn't true. You're far better off taking the time you need to get recentered and reconnected to your spirit first. Only then will it serve you to act. And you know, this is saying a lot right now. There's much symbolism in here. This is a doctor in a hospital. And with everything that's going on we need to hang tight and not get caught in those patterns of fear. We don't need to repeat this. We need to rise above this, because we know we're accepting love and we're detoxing and we're in a higher vibe place. And we're starting anew. And there's our new start. And we're sharing our gifts. So we're allowing a new beginning. We're allowing ourselves to see new perception, new ways of thinking, new ways of being, new ways of healing, new ways of looking at the world for energy and not what we see. We're connecting to the unseen as well. And we're sharing our gifts. And we need to start sharing our gifts with ourself, divine masculine. That's channeled message. Start allowing to share your gifts with yourself. First and foremost, this is going to help you in healing. I want to thank you for joining me here. Much love and healing vibes sent your way to create with today. I will see you soon.